Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to One Hub Racing here for qualifying night. My name is Ivor Bryn. I'm going to be taking you through the action throughout the night, and joined alongside with me is the man, is the myth, is the legend, is Mr. Jamie Met. How are you doing, Jamie?
Yeah, I'm doing very good. How are you? Yeah, very excited for this. Obviously, it's been a long time since we've been racing, nearly 6 months now, and obviously now we're going to figure out how these drivers are going to fare. Qualify, always an exciting part of one hub racing. How will drivers cope with the pressure, and will they be happy with this? What sort of tiers they will get put into during the season?
Yeah, exactly. It's always important to do your absolute best in qualifying, because you really want to be going up against the best drivers possible. So the higher tier you get placed in, the better it'll be for you in terms of learning, better racecraft with better drivers, but also in terms of just like getting your pace up, because it's so much better when you got someone to chase in terms of a lap time.
Yeah, definitely. It's so much more exhilarating fighting people and yeah, and obviously you don't want to be. It's a very good feeling, and obviously a lot of these drivers are quite familiar with each other, and it'd be interesting to see if any drivers have improved or even fallen back on a new game, because obviously you do tend to see a lot of drivers maybe stay in the same sort of positions, but sometimes you can get a bit of leeway. You can get drivers maybe struggling, but so yeah, that could be something to keep an eye out for. And yeah, we've had some drivers set some quick times already privately. Obviously, people cannot attend tonight, so just see how these guys stack up. And yeah, we'll have a busy few days after this, figuring out what sort of tiers drivers get put into as the session is about to begin. Obviously, it's a 30-minute practice session, and only times on the soft tyre will be accepted. And you get an option of tyres before you start lobbying. If you select the harder selection of tyres, you should get 5 sets of soft tyres, and that should be enough to really improve. And watch out for tyre times to improve as the session increases, because in the practice session the track does ramp up during the session, especially with 20 cars on the track.
Yeah, absolutely. With 20 cars flying around, the grip laid down on the track will improve dramatically, so we should be seeing a lot quicker times coming towards the end of the practice session. Obviously, we got Gazzaman in the chat saying, "Hey guys, how are you doing, Gazzaman?"
Yeah, hi Gazza. Obviously, sadly, Gazza's not able to race this season, but he's still a member of the management team, and he'll be helping us as much as he can during the season. Obviously, Gazza, a former champion, one of racing, and a legend of the league, and yeah, it's great to see him tuning in.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's fantastic to see the support going on for the drivers racing here tonight, trying to get their qualifying, as Forza Brendan unfortunately has left the session already, and I believe he has left the session already, so I believe Matthias has just joined, probably taking his
Not sure what's
place.
going on there, yeah. But his name's on the field, so should be okay. And what's your thoughts on the Silverstone track? I mean, I think it's quite an enjoyable track. I know drivers do like it. Obviously, it's a very high speed track, but there's a bit of everything on this track. There's a bit of slow speed, a bit of high speed. But I think if you hook a lap around it, it's really such a fun track to drive. As we've seen a lot of drivers going out on the medium tyres, obviously maybe just trying to get a bit of confidence going, and then they should have plenty of softs to go out later in the session.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my thoughts on the Silverstone track is one of those tracks that just has a good balance to it in terms of what you expect in terms of lap time and how drivers handle slow speed and high speed corners. And of course, Silverstone itself, a 5.8, almost 5.9 kilometer circuit. It's been on the F1 calendar since the very beginning, back in 1950. We're seeing the first few drivers out on track. I believe Westy in the Aston Martin is the man leading. In fact, he's just been overtaken by, I believe, Lapland, in the Alfa Romeo. So probably jump on board with Lapland, because he'll be the first one to get underway. But he is on the set in the mediums, which is concerning early on.
No, yeah, a lot of guys. I think it's only Westy and Quinn out on soft. So yeah, they should have 5 6 soft. There should be no excuse going on mediums. But yeah, Lapland, obviously, many people may know him as Dane Star, who obviously has been a former champion of one-up racing and one of the quickest drivers I've ever raced in one-up racing. And I think this guy may be a potential top tier driver. So we'll see how he does. And obviously, I think if you want to be in the top tier, from what I'm seeing so far, if you want to be top tier, you have to be getting in the 1 minute 25. So I think that's going to be benchmark maybe for potential top tier drivers. So we'll see what they can do. Obviously, I'm not expecting to do that time on the medium, so I think towards the end of the session we may be seeing them sort of lap times as he's about to start a lap here now. So let's see how he does. Obviously, approaching the Abbey corner. This is a flat out corner normally, but in the start practice session it may be a bit of a struggle, but it looks okay there now. Approaching the complex is obviously a new set of corners. Well, not new anymore, it's been new since 2010, replacing the bridge corner, which I sadly missed. That bridge corner, I think that's an epic corner, but sadly it's no more as we're approaching down the Wellington Straight. So this is the first DRS straight on the circuit, and now we're approaching this little complex. Obviously this used to be the end of the lap on the old layout of Silverstone. Now it's nice in the middle lap at the start of sector 2, and now we're going to run down to Copse Corner. Obviously this is an amazing corner. You can see sort of maybe easy flat in this game in qualifying, because obviously the game does seem a bit easier than that, and Dane, I think he's taking a bit easy in his lap as he's going to approach the Maggots and Beckett's complex with Chapel on the end. How does he fare here? It's so easy to make a mistake round there, but he's invalidated his lap, so he's made a mistake already, so this lap will not count for Dane.
Absolutely not, and I'm just taking a little bit too much curve through Maggots and Beckett's, and obviously what you were saying in terms of Copse, with it not being flat out in qualifying, but maybe not in these conditions, it is going to be a bit of a lift off. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, not only just how much drivers lift off, what gear they approach in as well, if they're going to be dropping down into 7th. But that was a 26.9 for Lapland, so he does have that delta, and the Alpha Tauri of JM69YT pops it up there with a 28.6 to open his account.
Yeah, another returning driver there. That's the JM. That's the former race winner, so good to see him back. And yeah, 28. That's a decent lap on the mediums. I think he'd be quite happy with that. That's a good solid bank lap now, and see how much. Obviously, the delta medium to soft, it tends to be around, I'd say around half a second, but I think the track temperature will be a bit more than half a second. Going to see who else is about to cross the line as Quinn goes 3rd place, and Rage and Mitos actually does a 29.0. So we're getting the lap times in. A lot of guys are quite closely matched on the medium tyres as we see who else is about to finish a lap. I believe the Aston Martin of Westy.
I am currently on board with the McLaren of Porsche Evans out there on the set of mediums. He's just started his lap, coming into Brooklands and left field now in the middle sector as he approaches the old pit straight, the national straight as it is now, through the right hand kink of Woodcut as we approach into Cobbs, and this is the corner where it's going to be interesting. Full throttle 7th gear, so there we go, as I mentioned, with people going through there in different gears. No lift off there for Porsche Evans as he comes through Maggots and Beckett's, and now the exit of Chapel. DRS doesn't appear to be open for the McLaren,
no,
so
he's not using ERS either, so this is not a push lap. I don't think this is not a push lap for him because he's not using the battery either, so yeah, he's on a bit of maybe a cool down lap, I don't know, but I think we may be going into his tack lap now, but that's a bit strange because he's not in the valid lap, so I don't know what the thinking is there. He's on the cross line now. What could he do? He's going to be a 1 minute 30, I presume. It's not a push lap. Yeah,
29.9.
He's on hot lap now, so he's going for a lap now, so this will be his effort. Obviously, I think you know Porsche Evans. What do you think of him as a driver?
Porsche Evans, very, very quick driver. Obviously, know him very well. Definitely going to be a guy to keep an eye on towards the end of the session, as I do believe he'll be somewhere around the low 26s in my opinion, and he's nearly 4 times up just in sector 1 alone. So I mean, yeah, he's out there on the set of mediums right now as there's a Haas facing the wrong way, and I believe that might be either Rageman or Cadenzia, who's currently out there on the set of Sauce. As we go through Comp's corner, entering Maggots and Beckett's now as Jordan with a big time 28.6 again on the set of the mediums, but getting out there ahead of a couple of the soft runners early on, and that's ideal.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good good confidence boost there for John. Obviously, a guy who's racing one up for quite a few seasons now, and he's quite an experienced driver. He's been quite a solid midfield driver. Sorry, what would you have seen there? Was another spinner?
Yeah, Porsche Evans coming through Stowe, just clipping too much in the inside curve and going around trying to go on board with someone now who is on a flying lap. I'm actually going to go on board with Go72 UK in that Mercedes, as we just had an improvement from, I believe that was Cam Rules, improvement to a 28.9, also on the set of the mediums, and it's going to be interesting to see when these guys make the switch over to soft compound tyres, but Ghost is out there on the set of the softs right now.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of guys actually come out now on the soft tyres. You've got Lapland, Waitsy and Westy all coming out on softs, and yeah, I think when Redknapp's come out on medium, obviously quite interesting, but let's see what Ghost can do with 27.7 for the first sector. Obviously, sadly, we don't really get the we haven't got the task system with us today, so we don't really get to see how quick that is compared to the rest. But yeah, he's definitely the push lap at the moment, and let's see how he approaches the infamous Cops corner. He's in 8th gear, so yeah, he's in the top gear, but I think maybe a little bit of a lift there. I don't think he's quite fully confident yet into Magnus and Beckett's looking quite solid through here, but let's see what he's going to coach in the second sector, and let's see what sort of straight line speed he's got. Let's see what top speed he can reach down the bottom here. He's going to reach about 208 mile an hour, I believe, so yeah, I think he's running quite a low downforce setup. He's going to approach the final club corner now. It's so easy to make a mistake here. It's so easy to run a bit deep there, and done that quite nicely. And this should go top of the times. I think the soft times should be in the 127s. Yes, 127.9. So yeah, top of the times, and yeah, now we'll start to see lap times tumbles. I believe now JM is on a soft lap, and obviously he did that lap in medium, so JM I think should maybe go ahead. There's anybody else ahead of him on another flying lap? Lukey. Yeah, that's a quick lap by Lukey there. 26.8. He's done a lot of practice already, and Lukey, one of the league owners, he got a point to prove. Had a good season last season, won 2 races, but didn't quite get the top 3 in the championship. And I think that's one of his aims for this season.
Yeah, of course, Lukey last season in the second tier ended up finishing 3rd in the championship. Obviously a good showing from him, but he'll be wanting to get a little bit higher this time around.
Look at Lapland, 25s. That is, he's showing his hand now. That's a quick lap. That is a quick lap time by Lapland. As JM goes second with a 26.5, and Westy goes 4th. Lap times are dropping now. Everyone now on softs, and we're starting to see the tap times tumbles. Waitsy, obviously Lukey's teammate last season, goes 3 times quicker than Lukey. I think Waitsy would be quite happy with that lap. But I think there's more to show for him, as Redknapp does a 27.6 on mediums. That is quite a quick lap by Redknapp on them medium tyres.
Yeah, trying to jump on board with someone who's just about getting their lap underway. I believe the closest man is actually going to be Porsche Evans again. Obviously he's out there now on a set of soft tyres.
Yeah.
And he's going to go for another flying lap. He's going to hope to avoid the spin in Stowe as he did on his previous lap on the set of the mediums, but with the softs he will have a bit more grip available to him.
Yeah, and obviously now the track conditions are improving, so that'll help even more, and you get more and more confidence. As I found out when I did my session, I think I improved by a second over the session, because just because the track conditions are so much better. So yeah, Porsche Evans, he'll be looking to avoid them errors, and he should be significant up his lap time. So obviously that lap time was not a quick lap. He's half a second up on his best lap already in the first sector, and that's the shortest sector of the lap. So yeah, this could be a rapid lap for the McLaren man if he can complete it though. That's the pressure call for tonight. You've got to complete the lap. There's no good doing a good first sector. You've got to make sure that that you finish it. But he's looking good so far.
It's like the old Michael Schumacher saying, isn't it? To finish first you must finish.
Yeah. Looking committed to Magnus and Beckett's. And let's see what his second sector is. Let's see how far up he is. He's going to be... I'm not sure. Oh, he's 2.3 seconds up. So that might put him in the... That's going to put him in the 26s, I believe, when he finishes lap. So yeah, this is more like it from the McLaren man.
Yep, no spin through Stowe this time around for Porsche Evans. Meanwhile, we have I believe that is Forza Brendan in the chat saying he disconnected, having issues with his connection. Hopefully he can get an invite to see if he can rejoin as Posh Evans goes up into P4.
Oh. Yeah, good lap there. Might message. Hopefully he can get back in, because obviously he's a debutant for this season, but he's quite an experienced racer, so it's good to see him in one hub racing. He has a good lap there by Posh Evans in 4th place, but nobody can get close to Lapland at the moment. We'll see if anybody can improve as the session does progress. As now we're seeing a lot of guys now come out on laps, and
Quinn up to P6 as well.
Yeah, it's a good lap by Quinn. Obviously, our P3 constructors tier champion last season, and Quinn seems to have proved a lot on this game. I think Quinn he's definitely looking like maybe he could be the higher tier than he was last season.
And that's going to be a goal for Quinn, I can assure you of that. A lot of drivers out there on an outlap right now. I believe the Williams is furthest along, which is of course the Williams of Cam Rules. So we'll stay on board with him. Obviously his best lap time is on the set and the medium so far, so a lot of time to improve on. How is he going to get on?
A returning driver, Cam Rules. He's raced in one race in the past, so it's good to see him back. Good to see a lot of returning drivers back on the new game. Obviously a bit more confidence, a bit more motivation for the game. It's good to see, and he's going to start a lap now. Let's see what he can do.
As he approaches Abbey now into Farm, braking hard now into Village as we go through the loop. Small screen freeze there, but through the loop we go now. Exit of Antry onto the Weldon straight, DRS wide open. First sector split, what's this going to be for Cam Rules as we approach Brooklands? It's going to be a 27.7, good first sector through Brooklands now into left field as Forza Brendan has rejoined the session, thankfully, so he will be able to take control of his Mercedes and get himself back out there. Through Woodcut now for Cam Rules as he comes down the national pit straight, heading towards Cops Corner. Flat out through there for Cam Rules as we approach Maggots and Beckett's, and this is where you gotta have so much commitment, and Cam Rules obviously running a little bit wide on the exit of Beckett's, but he's kept his foot in through Chapel, and now the DRS wide open. He's going to head down in towards Stowe, putting down 5th gear, clipping the inside curb at the apex, and now through Vale and of course Club. What's this going to be for Cam Rules? He's looking to get into the 26s. Can he do it? Oh, he just misses out.
Not quite. I think there's a bit more lap time there for him. No, I think that's a good first lap on the soft, so I think you could definitely improve that now. I think you can definitely get in their mid 26s towards the end of the session.
Yeah, just jumped on board with Waitsy, who just had a massive moment on the exit of left field. Back end stepping out on him. He is on a flying lap, so we'll see if he can improve on his middle sector. Of course, he's currently on a 27.1, so this will need to be a good improvement here, and he's marginally up on his time, less than a tenth.
Yeah, maybe if you get to his final sector, maybe squeeze them 26s as JM ahead's on another good lap, so JM may be improved, so he costs line first, but see what Westy can do. Let's see if he can gain time in this club section. He can also lose time, so let's see how he does across the line. JM does improve. What can Westy do? Can he get them 26s? No, he lost time in the last sector. He lost 2 or 3 tenths in the last sector.
Unfortunately, Westy ran out of deployment there as Red Matt on a set of the mediums. Obviously, he set that time on a set of mediums. He's now on a set of softs. Of course, a 27.6, a brilliant lap time on the mediums. So let's see what he can do on the softs as he approaches Maggots and Beckett's now. But yeah, Westy there just ran out of deployment at the end there. I think if he did have it, he might have been able to improve. But Red Matt, 8 tenths up on his previous lap time as Lapland with a 25.7. Big improvement there.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say Lapland is a top tier pace, but yeah, as you mentioned, qualifying night, there's a mixture of, you can use hot lap and overtake, and I think maybe you may use a little bit too much overtake, and obviously when you do that, you run out of deployment. As Red Matt, this would be a mid 26, I'm sure of it. Cost line now, yes, a 26. 4, and he moves up to
Lukey.
fourth place. Then Lukey moves up to second place with 26.1. That's a great lap by Lukey there, and he's looking rapid on this game as well.
Yes, we got Miltos coming to the line. I was just about to jump on board with him as he's just put a 25.3 by the FVR driver. Absolutely incredible lap, and Lapland's going to be looking at that thinking, "Ah, I had a moment of glory."
Yeah, that's 4 tenths quicker. It came out of nowhere, really. It was nowhere. They just certainly just popped that lap out of the board. Incredible. There's who else is on a flying lap? Who's about to finish a flight? A lot of guys on out laps at the moment.
Tell you what, I'm interested to see how the man who's yet to set a lap time, Forza Brendan's going to get on, because obviously he's lost half of this session due to the connection issues that he had. He's rejoined, he's out there on track right now, but he's under severe pressure to get a lap time in and get a competitive lap time.
Yeah, obviously you can join a later session, but I think ideally you want to get this done in this session. It's out on mediums at the moment, which is not the ideal thing. I'd be out there on softs, because unless you only get 1 or 2 runs at it. So let's see what he does. He looks quite committed to Max the Beckett still, but yeah, it's not the ideal preparation. See, I think some guy has on body Redmat. He's gone off at the exit of Stowe. He's going to enter the pit lane. So yeah, Forza Brendan, let's see what it can do. He's about to finish the lap, I believe. He comes in the pit, so maybe that was just a bit of a
getting his
He should get 2 runs in with the time remaining, so he should be okay. But not the ideal preparation, obviously. But obviously, such a long pit lane though. It's so annoying that Silverstone pit lane. You want it to end, and it just never ends. It's just that's the most annoying thing about Silverstone. There's Quinn, I believe, on the lap here. Is he going to, let's see what he does in the second sector. Is he going to improve? No, he's slightly down, but he can still improve the good last sector though. But just a tenth down. Maybe Quinn starting to hit his wall a little bit, as a lot of drivers will at this stage. It's going to be very hard to find appearance now. Everyone's on the lap on the softs.
Well, one guy who's out there on the set of softs right now, and his best lap is on a set of mediums, and that is Jordan. Currently down in 14th. He's coming through the middle sector split now. Let's see how much he's up by. And he's up by 1.2 seconds. Big improvement so far from Jordan. How much time can he gain in the final sector?
Yeah, this should, if that improvement continues, this should get him in them 26s. Really, if he really has a solid last sector, never mind a quick one. It's going about the cost line now. A lot of guys coming out on out laps. 10 minutes to go. What can Jordan do? Can he get in 26s? Yes, 26.9. It's quite congested in that. Low 26, high 27 range at the moment. A lot of guys are sort of in that sort of area.
Yeah, of course, this is going to be crucial from Quinn down to, I'd say, around Ghost at the moment. Obviously, very similar lap times in terms of a nice little spread between their lap times. They could be looking at drivers right now who they will be facing over the course of the season, and that's going to be another thing as well. It's kind of scouting out your opponents.
That's what I'm doing as well. I sort of know the time I set, so I'm looking at who sort of people sort of close to me and when we're racing, and it's always quite interesting when you have a look. And yeah, I can see a few guys in the end very close to. Obviously, I may see them improve, but Lukey and Waitsy look very close. They always seem to be very close. As JM is on another lap, so maybe he can improve a bit further. Who's about to finish lap, I believe, on the Alpines? Waitsy. He's coming the pits.
Yeah, GM through Brooklands and Luffield right now. He does have a car in front of him, so you might be able to get a little bit of a slipstream off this.
Yeah. Obviously, ghosting and collisions are off, so you are able to drive through cars, but we still advise cars and so laps get out of the way, because you don't want to be seen in cars and race line, whatever. So, you won't physically drive into a car, but you still should be on a solo lap, should still be getting out of the way. There's JM through Magnus and Beckett and Chapel now. This is what the second sector time beam is. Is he up?
Yeah, he's up by a
10th and a half up. Yeah, could get third place here with a good last sector.
Yeah, this could get him ahead of Lukey. Depends on how much time he can gain in the final sector. Can he challenge Lapland? That's the big question as he comes into Club and through the final couple of corners. Now JM to the line, the AlphaTauri. and he goes up into P3, unable to break into the 25s, but he's on the border of it.
Yeah, it's good lap there by James. Lapland's also on a lap now. He's improved slightly in the first sector, up a 10th.5. Can he get anywhere near Nitos in that Red Bull? That is an incredible lap. As he comes with Mags Beck and Chapel now. I think Dane made it his mission to be top of the leaderboard on qualifying. Well, he's going to have to go somewhere to do that. But he's a 10th up, but he still has to find another 3 tenths this last sector. And I don't think there's enough time to find 3 tenths last sector. He has to be perfect. He's coming to pits, so obviously deploy was ran out there, so he ran out of battery. And obviously, when you're out of battery, that time's just gonna vanish away. So yeah, so you're trying to save set tyres, I guess.
Lukey 2 times up as it currently stands. Didn't look completely committed through Maggotts and Beckers, but he is still up on his time, so there's more out there. And, oh my god! Tokyo drifted that
big slide. Yeah.
Fair play. He kept a hold of it though.
Yeah, it might still improve, but yeah, he's getting very. Does he improve?
Yeah, marginally.
Slightly. Yeah, he lost a lot of time though. That could have been a 25s, I think, without that mistake. He could have got them 25s. That was a big. He did well to hold that, to be fair. That was impressive.
Yep, on board with Porsche Evans right now. Marginally up in Sector 1 as he goes through Brooklands and Luffield. So he has a car up ahead once again. Now, this is going to be a little bit more for the main straight. If he can get close enough to his McLaren teammate Quinn up ahead, should be able to get a bit of a toll here.
Yeah, could help him out quite nicely down the straight, as I believe Quinn's also on the 4 laps. So both his McLarens on 5 laps at the same time. So Quinn is down, and Posh Evans is up by a 10th. So Posh Evans, he may be able to beat Redmat. Oh yeah.
2.5 tenths up for Porsche Evans as he comes through Stowe. His teammate dives into the pits of Quinn, but now into the club section in front of the fans. He's going to cross the line, and is he going to be able to break the 25s? Yes, he does, and it's a 25.9 up into P3.
Yeah, great lap there. Getting 25s is an excellent effort. I think a lot of guys will struggle to do that. That's quite an impressive lap. Because Waits on a flying lap. I think it's on a slow lap here. It's on a cool down lap. Chunders, he might be on the flying lap here.
He's just finished, I think.
Yeah.
So
in the... Oh, Mitos. What's Mitos doing? He's about to finish a lap, I believe. So let's see what Mitos and the Red Bull can do. Obviously, the fast man at the moment. Is he going to improve even further and further shatter the morale of Lapland?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, 25-0, that is amazing. That is incredibly quick. Oh my god, that is... I'm glad I'm not racing in this season.
I'm glad I retired from racing.
yeah.
So on a flying lap right now, we do have Nathan Richards currently down there with a 27.1. Even a marginal improvement can jump him up a few places. Forza Brendan did manage to get a lap time, and he's up into P11 with a 27 flat. As Nathan is going to get a bit of a toll from his Mercedes teammate, and he's marginally down in the first sector.
Yeah, that was a great slipstream there. I'm not sure they're working together because obviously it's a first come first serve basis, but he'll take that for sure as we're going to approach the. Obviously, I think now Cops are a bit more flat out, so there's a bit more rubber on the track. Yes, it is there. As you say, improved by a 10th, you move in the top 10. Look at all these guys in the high 27s, low 26s. This is the range. This is where a lot of guys are placed, and this is going to be a nightmare for us to try and place drivers and how close all these times are.
Yeah, Nathan Richards, though, losing time in that middle sector. He definitely needs to find some in the final, as big slap on the exit of Stowe there, but he has kept it, and we'll see if he can improve. But yeah, as you mentioned, it's so tight from Quinn on a 26.8 all the way down to Ghost on a 27.2.
The 27.3 there, attempt down as Lukey has retired position. He's obviously happy with his lap. Attempt down, but I think with all the moments he had there, I think if he can get a clean lap together, I don't think he'll have time though. 3 minutes left, I think his session's done. Yeah, you're not going to get back in time to. Not going to get back in time to. He's retired from session, so his session's done. Obviously, now a lot of guys now coming out for their final run, so this is where you give it you all. You either improve or you maybe bin it. I don't know. We might see a few guys having spins or invalidation because this is where you give it your maximum. As Red Matt, is he improving? Yes, he's 2 temps up. Red Matt is on a good lap. He's about to finish it. This will be his last lap of the session. There's a lot of guys that retire in position now, thinking that their job's done. Red Matt has a bit of a moment. Oh, he's lost time into Stowe there. Red Matt, I think he's not going to improve here. He had a big slide and went a bit wide there, so Red Matt's not going to improve. He might improve because he was still a long way up, but he's got lost time. Yeah, he lost 2 or 3 temps there in the last sector though, I think, for sure.
As Rydog, a driver who I was on board with just a moment ago, he's improved and he's up into 9th, obviously behind his Williams teammate for this session, Cam Rules. I think they
Cam just improved.
Yeah, I think they're potentially done for the session now. Not enough time to get back into the pits unless they have enough fuel to try and save up their battery to go again.
No, and if you're in the pits, you have to get out now, basically. If you have to get out, leave the pits now, any guys in the pit lane now, I think, are not going to get the lap done. So, yeah, there's no... Who else is on a flying lap? Brendan's just invalidated, so his session's done. Ghost is improving. He's got a cross line now. Where can he go to? He doesn't improve in the end eventually. Rage Man's about to start a lap. Obviously, the 2 Haas guys, they want to improve their lap times, I'm sure. Who else is on the flying lap?
Waitsy's just marginally up in the first sector. Obviously, I kind of want to go on board with Mildos at some point in the session because I just want to see where I'm going wrong around this track.
Yeah, I think he's right behind Waitsy. Yeah, he's right behind Waitsy on track, so maybe go board with him, wait to finish his lap.
Through Maggots and Beckett's goes Waitsy, very committed. Camels retires from the session as well. Waitsy middle sector split, and he's 4 thousandths of a second up, and he's running low on fuel as well, and low on ERS as he approaches Stowe. Good commitment through there for Waitsy now through a club. And we shall see if he can improve his lap time. Only needs to improve margin to get ahead of Red Matt, who's now retired from the session. And Waitsy does improve. Right, I'm going on board with Mildas. I want to see how he does his lap.
Can he get the 24s? That's the question.
That's why I want to go on board with him, just to see if he can do it. Through Abbey Farm and now into Village, using all the track at the can currently as we go into the loop and for a good exit onto Entree. DRS wide open down the Wellington Straight. He's down in the first sector,
but still time to. He still can improve his lap though. It's not over this lap.
Not by any stretch of the imagination as he comes through Brooklyn, Luffield and now through Woodcut. Of course, in the chat you've got the Welsh Canadian saying he can't wait to set his time, which is fantastic to see as we get into Maggots and Beckett's for Mildos now. Oh, the commitment through here.
Incredible. Oh, one's a bit wide there. Validated his lap. He's validated.
Yep, Laplander in behind him as well. He's kept it all valid, and he's marginally up on his time.
Yeah, it's probably 7. Yeah, he may get into the 25.5 maybe, but he's not going to get anywhere near Miltos this lap unless he does the last sector of absolute godsend. He's the last guy. He's going to be the last guy at cross line now, so we're going to see. He's lost it all in. He lost it all in club there, and he's retired from the end of the session.
Yeah,
and that is our first session over.
Yeah, that does bring an end to the first session, so we'll wait for the times to pop up so we can get screenshots and everything. But here's Miltos. They were an absolute incredible lap time at 25 flat, nearly 7 tenths ahead of the next guy in Lapland.
Yeah. Posh Evans in third, I think he'd be happy with that. Got JM in fourth, Wadesy fifth, Lukey sixth, Red Matt seventh, Cam in eighth, Rydog in ninth, Quinn in 10th, Jordan 11th, Forza Brendan in 12th, Westy 13th, Chunders in 14th, Nathan in 15th, Hooky in 16th, Ghost in 17th, Trouble in 18th, Rageban 19th, and Gadenza rounding out the field in 20th place.
Yeah, Cadenza's going to be a guy I think is going to be looking to try and improve on that as we go through the night.
Sure.
As 28.6, he's probably looking at the times now like, I have to come back for a second bite now.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see, the drivers will get up to that. So Lukey is now. We'll get another 20 drivers joining us another session in about 10 minutes or so time, and we'll take a short break and we'll see you very shortly.
Yep, so we will be back in about 10 minutes, guys. So stay tuned to the One Hub Racing Twitch channel as we'll be going live once again in about 10 minutes. So until then, guys, we'll catch you in a bit.